Hello and welcome to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foote Title Group. Thank you so much for your time today and tuning in, and I hope you're having an awesome start to your day. I know it's been a really busy week with all of the things going on with Halloween and getting your kids going and decorations and costumes. And I like to come to you a couple of times each week to talk to you about things with respect to real estate, buying a home, selling a home, refinancing your home, all the things that go into that between your realtor, your lender, but also the title process, the title company, what a title search is all about, what happens when you go to closing, afterwards, protecting your home ownership, all those kinds of things that are, all these questions that are out there. Whether you've done this once or 1,000 times, there's always going to be some piece of this giant puzzle to buying your home that might be a little bit confusing. So my goal is to come to you a couple times a week, sometimes just the 2 times that I have scheduled, or sometimes some things come up because people ask me questions that I can talk about a little bit more. So today I wanted to talk to you specifically about the title insurance or the homeownership protection that we talk about all the time, because a lot of people don't understand what that whole process means. And when I say that Foote Title Group protects your home ownership, so what does that actually mean? And why do you have to purchase protection for yourself and for your mortgage company? So first let's talk about what that homeownership protection means, and then we'll talk about why you have to purchase it for the lender for a second, because it might fall into place a little bit better. So first let's talk about the homeownership protection. When you purchase a new home and once closing is over and everything's all done, if someone comes back to you and in about 30% of the time this happens, maybe 40% now after the housing crisis and so many homes went through foreclosure and a lot of legal processes, after everyone's gone from the closing, what happens when someone comes back to you, whether it is someone that has an outstanding loan or IRS for a tax lien, or someone just comes onto the property and starts building a fence and you think that's your property they're building a fence on? What do you do when someone comes to you and says, hey, there's a $50,000 loan on this property that wasn't taken care of. I realize it was the seller's loan, but it's on the property and you now own the property, so you now owe me. So what happens? You know, whether that happens tomorrow, you bought the house today, or it happens 5 or 10 or 15 years from now, what happens when that happens? What do you do? Oh my gosh. So now you're thinking, well, I need to call my title company. I need to call my realtor. I need to call my lender. What happens if any or all of those are not in business anymore? Who do you call? What do you do? So you actually, if you purchase the homeownership protection at closing, which I will tell you in most cases is included in your closing costs, although you have the right to choose whether or not you want to purchase it. If you purchase that, the title insurance policy that will protect your home ownership has all the contact information on it, who to contact and where you go from there. The second that somebody says that to you, all you have to do is pick up the phone, write a letter explaining the information, get it submitted, and they go to work for you. So title insurance protects you for things that happen before your ownership and protects you for as long as you own the property. So we've talked about that a couple of times over the past couple of weeks, but now we want to talk about, what does this mean that I have to purchase protection for the lender too? What's this lender's title insurance and why is it required when I purchase my house? Well, if you buy a house and you don't have to take a loan out on it, welcome to the 1% of the world, but you have enough cash to be able to purchase it yourself, you don't have to purchase lender's title insurance because there's no lender loaning you money. But let's talk about the lender for a minute. You know, the lender is loaning you a mortgage to purchase your home, and typically that mortgage is a pretty large mortgage, so there is a lot of money out there that they have at risk, and they need to make sure that every single step of the process they are protected to make sure they can get that loan money back. Because ultimately, nobody wants to loan anybody money that they're not ever going to get back, right? Hey, let me do a shout out. Thank you so much for you guys tuning in. Hey, Donna, how are you? Good morning, Miss Pandora. Hey there, Morgan. How are you this morning, darling? If a lender is loaning you a whole lot of money, they want to make sure they get repaid. Just like if you loaned your sister $500, you expect her to pay you back, and you want to make sure that there aren't any obstacles to her paying you back. I mean, if she didn't have a job and she was living on the street and didn't have any source of income, you would probably think to yourself, all right, I want to loan her this money, but I know I'm never going to get it back. Well, when a lender loans you a lot of money to buy a house, they have expectation of being able to get that money back. So they want to make sure that every nuance that could affect you being able to repay that loan is taken out. So one of those things could be having insurance to protect the ownership, because not only do they expect you to repay the loan, but they expect that the collateral, which is your home, will be a valuable collateral if you don't make the payment, that they can go after that collateral and try to recuperate their loan. Well, if they don't have insurance protection to make sure that someone can't enforce a lien, or a loan needs to be paid and you can't pay it, so then they slap another lien on that property, then the lender has a problem, because they now have to fight with someone else to get all of that money back out of that property. So they're going to require that you have insurance to protect the ownership so that they don't have any problem with their collateral for as long as you owe them money. Now, as that changes, a lot of people will say to me, well, I don't need to purchase owner's title insurance because the lender required that. Well, the lender's protection covers the loan amount. So as you pay down the loan, your equity increases, but if you don't have protection for yourself, your equity is not covered. So the lender's title insurance covers the lender, plus it doesn't protect you whatsoever. So it totally protects the lender, that if there was ever any claim against that ownership, that the insurance company would cover that and make sure that that loan is still secure. And the reason the lender requires you pay for it is because you are taking out the loan. They're surely not going to pay for it, and if they did, they would charge you on the other side. So it would be a cost. They're not going to incur that cost to be able to loan you money. So they expect you to purchase it, but you need to purchase protection for yourself for all the reasons that we just talked about, to protect your equity, to also make sure as you pay down that mortgage and your equity increases, you have more protection, and also to make sure you have protection if there's something that happens that may not be covered by the lender's policy. You want to make sure that you personally are protected, and you want to make sure that you don't have to deal with any of the issues coming up. You don't have to make a claim to something that you don't even have protection for. You'd contact the lender, oh my gosh, they don't even care, because as long as it is not a claim against their protection, they wouldn't even care. So you want to make sure that you have the protection, you have someone fighting for you if there's a problem. This is the single most expensive thing you're ever going to buy in your life, unless you buy a more expensive house, and then again, that's going to be the next most expensive thing. You need to make sure it's protected. So you have to pay for the lender's policy because the lender's loaning you money, and they require that a policy is there for their protection. So hopefully I helped you a little bit understand that process a little bit better. If you would, I'd really appreciate it. I talk to people all the time, and they talk about how great our conversations are that we have on Coffee with Connie, but they don't understand that they can easily share it with people that they know when they think there's people that in their circle that might find the information valuable. All you have to do is click the little share button when you're viewing this and share it with anybody that you know, because those are people that don't know me and might not be able to get the information and don't know where to go, frankly. And this conversation that we're having right now is very unilateral across the country. So it's not just for Maryland and Virginia, where our primary locations are. It also is true and valuable information for anywhere across the country. So anyone you know purchasing a home anywhere across the country could find value in our conversation. So hopefully I helped you a little bit today. I love talking to you guys. I'm on standard on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then a lot of times during the week, I may pop in and talk to you about other things. And that reminds me, if you have questions, please reach out to me. Let me know what those questions are. If you don't want to talk about them online, that's no problem. Message me through Facebook or email me, Connie@FooteTitleGroup.com, and it's Foote. Also, there's all kinds of resources on our website that I'm sure will be helpful for you, www.FooteTitleGroup.com. And just click on the drop down. If you're a buyer, there's a drop down, and there's all kinds of resources and links there. If you're a seller, again, there's resources there for you and links. Or if you're a realtor or a lender, there's resources and links for you as well. There's a calculator where you can calculate costs on there. And our newest feature is out today. The things you need to know after your closing. So go online and download that today, or look for it on social media this afternoon, or look for it in your email box. Hopefully I helped you out with some good information. I always look forward to talking to you guys, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie-Fuksa with Foote Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.